Would you rather be a head in a jar or put your brain into a robot and be a robot?
A fucking robot, bro. Oh,
Right? Mapping or like setting up maps is what I want to talk about. So like,
uh,
where are you at so far? How are you setting up maps?
uh. So what I'm doing is I'm finding areas with like 3 to 5 towers close by. I'm clearing out the outer perimeter around those 3 to 5 towers and trying to stack the middle of them with my tablets.
Okay. Are you like what kind of tablets? What kind of maps? Like map rolling and shit like that?
Well, right now, my main thing is so I'll put something that's irradiated, so either a boss tablet or just a regular irradiated tablet with good rolls.
Yeah.
And then I'm farming like right now I'm farming breaches. All I see
So
is fucking breaches everywhere.
everything is breaches, right? So there's sort of layers as to why this is set up this way. And if you hover over the maps, this one's kind of low, but like you have 63% increased quantity, 80% increased quantity, like 63, 80. Like the big part of it is overlaps, which you got, right? Like 3 towers. But tower ranges and like clusters like this is what matters way more. Let's start with talking about maps first. So, do you know how drop rates work for rare monsters?
No.
Okay, so you've noticed that rare monsters drop more loot than regular monsters. In fact, regular monsters don't really drop much at all. Usually, most of your loot is coming from rare monsters. How much loot a rare monster drops is based on the number of lines of text it has as additional modifiers.
Oh, so that's why on the Atlas tree you want the one that says unique and rare monsters have 1 to 2 additional modifiers.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Can I see your Atlas tree real quick? Oh, you have it open. Okay.
Yep. So this is my
Oh,
current
okay.
Atlas tree.
Hold on. I'm gonna copy yours. We don't want those.
So there's a little caveat to this. Once you set it up, I'll tell you.
My breach one is exact same. I'm just missing two on the right side.
Okay, so there are some
Oh,
things here that are very specific to what I've been doing so far. These two nodes make breaches way harder to run because
why is that?
Soul Eater makes mobs tankier and deal more damage. If you don't know what Soul Eater does, it's a POE1 mod that every single time you kill any normal or magic enemy near a rare monster that has this modifier, it gets more attack speed, more damage, and more health.
Oh.
More effective health because it takes like less damage.
Are they as tanky as a map boss?
They can potentially get even tankier.
Okay, hold on.
I shouldn't say that. They
I can
don't
handle
usually
it.
get as tanky as a map boss. They can sometimes, but generally, if they're on top of you and you can get stunned, you'll get perma stunned and you'll die because
Okay.
they'll attack like up to like 6 or 7 times a second. So this is if even with the mods, you can just like immediately delete the boss or delete the rare monsters. If you don't have a build that's strong enough for this, or like your build isn't quite there yet, go for grasping hands. Like breach is very variable. The only ones that are really important are crumbling walls. This one's very important. Yeah, this one's important, and this one's kind of important. Like if you have this one, this is like less important than these two. These two are like the most important ones. But on this one, I took these 3 nodes because my rarity is effectively capped out. So rarity has there's like a hard cap on rarity. It's a soft cap. It's not like really a hard cap, but there like the diminishing returns falls off insanely hard at around 200 to 250-ish% rarity. And when I say that, it's like a combination of all rarities. It's the rarity you can roll on maps, it's the rarity you can roll on your tablets, it's the rarity you get on your tree, and the rarity you get on your character. So you
So
don't actually need to run Magic Find, but if you're not running Magic Find, I would take this rarity node here instead of the quantity node, this rarity node here instead of another quantity node. I would add more rarity on the tree, and I would like take out some of the quantity nodes. Magic Find is the literal last thing you look for because you can find like quote Magic Find everywhere. Like you can roll it on your maps, you can roll it on your tablets, you can roll it on your Atlas tree, and you will have enough rarity to where the difference is negligible. It
But
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
that's what I was saying. Like that's why I'm not really focused on rarity right now, and just focusing more on everything else I'm
Yeah.
doing.
But
Then
no,
I'll
I
worry
mean,
about rarity later.
it sounds like you're at that state, so I wouldn't really worry about it because you've been playing for a while at this point. So like you have enough power on your character that I think like going for rarity is pretty good. What rarity getting ready lets you do is you can drop some rarity in other places to focus on some of the other modifiers that multiply rarity, because everything else is just a multiplier, right? So
Okay, is rarity a prefix or that's a prefix, right?
depends. Are you talking about gear?
On rings, yeah.
On rings, it could be both prefix and suffixes, I think. If you really want to min-max this shit, if you if you go to local knowledge, you only want to take local knowledge on maps where you can drop more basic currency. So for swamp and water biomes, if you hover over a map and you're about to run it and you see that it's a swamp or water biome, you just unhook this and you put that point here. And this is only relevant when you do the other stuff as well, right? So when you do like map juicing and all the other stuff. Like I'll show you how I roll maps and then like just work it all the way down. This and this. We take augmentations, alk orbs, and regals, right? Grab an alk. All of these are currently that are lit up. I'm just gonna click on all of them. Because the first thing you want to do is turn all of your maps rare. You don't give a shit about what maps or mods are rolling yet. Um, and on
That's what I
roll,
do.
you do the same thing. There's only one left. And then you augment them. You augment like whatever you picked up. I haven't even looked at any of the maps yet. There's just like shit I've picked up and like dropped in here. So augment all the one mod T15 magic maps. So now every single map at the bare minimum has 2 mods. You want to regal all these that do have 2 mods in it already. So just regal them. Because like you want to start off with them having as many mods as possible because we're planning on exalting these as well. So you want to like spend as few exalts as possible and spend as many of the other currencies as possible. So now all of these are rare and they have at a bare minimum 3 mods. Now we put the Regex in. And all these ones that are lit up, I'll grab all of them. And then I grab a pile of exalts. All these maps, right? These are all the ones that I just rolled, and these are like, oh, they have like good mods. Like this one has quant rarity. This one has increased number of rare monsters. This has 1 additional modifier. So I'll take all of these, and I slam exalt into all of them until they're all 6 modded. So now that all of these are rolled, and you can see like these are all kind of just very good to run, I take them in my running tab. These are all the maps that I want to run. These are all like very good maps to run. And then so these are all ready to run, right? And then I keep 2 things in here, and then I grab my items, grab my belts, work my way backwards. The ancient crane technique has been employed, and I have my maps, my inventory. I run the maps. Once shit's done, I just put it in a dump tab. Okay, so now we know about map rolling. The next part is tablets, because you also actually do want to roll tablets. Tablets are, like, your Atlas tree is currently set up to maximize your map mods and your tablet mods. You can apply the same Regex to your tablet. Like, if I have this one on, and I go to my tablets, this shit lights up and tells me which ones give me increased quantity or increased rare monsters.
Oh.
So items you drop in a map are dictated by rarity, quantity, the number of rare monsters, and the number of modifiers on the rare monsters. And all of these kind of multiply each other, and the more you have of all of them, the more loot you'll drop. So if you're meeting the upper end of rarity, which is one of the only things you can build on your character, you want to roll for the other stuff in your items. What I want to show you is even the ones that aren't lit up, they're still not dead. Like, they're not dead maps yet. So this is when you take the Vol Orbs. You take the Vol Orbs, you go to the roll maps, and you're like, oh, all these T15s didn't do anything. We corrupt all of them.
Corrupt the fuck out of them.
Yeah, so you corrupt all of them because this will also randomly roll the mods again, right?
Do you want to force at them first, or does it fucking matter?
It doesn't matter because, like, you're trying to, like, roll the mods off. So, like, they will get randomized anyway.
when I rolled my 15s,
Mm-hmm.
fucking like 60% of them turned into 14s, and I didn't want to fucking do 14s.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do 14s. Like, for the 14s are bricks, but if you're dropping this many maps, then that doesn't matter to you, right? You'll just drop more maps as you're doing them.
It's cool because I usually use the 14s that get corrupted to do like fucking towers and
Yeah, that's
fucking
a good thing. Like, you can just
the
use them to do towers.
just
So you see, like, now more of these lit up because I corrupted all of them, and this way you maximize the number of rare maps you have to run and to use. You take out all the T16s, you take out all the ones that got lit up again. So now we take all of these out, add them to my rare maps. It's important to note that this is only like a third of it. The other half of it, or the other 2/3 of it, is the positioning of towers, which is why like you have maps and areas that look like this for me, right? Where you have like insanely high quantity rare monsters, just like lines all the way down and shit. So once you have enough rarity, as far as like non-rare monster modifiers, the second thing you're looking for is quantity on the map, right?
on
So,
the Waystone, on the map Waystone,
on the biomes
tower.
themselves, like on the Waystone as well, obviously, because like
from the towers, you mean?
Yeah.
From your precursor tablets.
So for this, you want to look for like clusters of towers. Like this one has like 5, 6, right? Like 5 that has like this overlapping area, and this one has 3. This is why this area is just giga juiced. Like it says 63 increased percent, more breaches. So if you're running breaches, that's another important thing to note. You also want to look at breach modifiers. So for breaches, one of the most important modifiers you can have is increased number of breaches in the area.
Gotcha.
So once you have enough rare monsters, once you have enough packs, then what you're looking for is additional rare modifiers on the maps. And that is also something you can get on tablets, right? So if you look at rare, like here, this one says increased rarity of items found in your maps, and rare monsters in your map have a 29% chance to have an additional modifier.
The stuff on the tree that we did, that will juice it up even higher, right?
Yes. So that's why tablets are super, super important. Like all those ones that have increased effective tablets. And you won't see them until you're into the map. But once you're inside the map, you remember the screenshot I sent you where it had 400-something% increased quantity?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's shit like that. That's when you'll see maps like that, and those will be your most valuable maps to run. If you have tablets, but they don't roll high enough values, like there are tablets that are just not worth putting in. They're not really worth using. I put them in the crafting area, and I have 3 tablets here. Now these have rarity, but they're like 5 maps in range.
Yeah.
You can take the 3 of them. You can take them to the Reforger, and they have to be 3 of the same types. You can reforge them and re-roll the modifiers that way.
Gotcha.
This one has increased pack size. This one's not very good, so I'm just going to put it back here. Like, towers are incredibly valuable, but towers are entirely RNG, and like finding clusters of towers is just you're leaving it up to the game on whether or not you find something like this. When you do find something like this, you want to maximize it as hard as possible. I know I said like Magic Find isn't important, but Magic Find lets you bump the other numbers more because you don't have to worry about rarity anymore. So getting some rarity on your rings would really go a long way in terms of like item drops.
That's my next goal once I get back currency.
I don't know, I'm just giving you the ideas. Because even doing all of this is only skewing the RNG. There's like other things, like your Atlas tree, for example. The Giga Juice maps have 25% more effective prefix modifiers. Because unstable energies is sometimes more prefixes, sometimes more suffixes. If it's more prefixes, you will just drop like the screen tearing amounts of loot where everything is just covered and you can't see shit.
Gotcha.
That's those maps. The biggest change is probably going to be, instead of seeing as many transmutes and augments, you're going to see way more regolds and exalts and alchemies. The secret hidden stat for magic finding is movement speed. Because once you like get the other shit down, like once you like know all the towers, once you know how to like juice maps, and once you know all that other stuff, the only other variable is how fast you're doing them. And if you're killing everything in one hit, the only thing you're worried about is how fast you're moving. But usually it's like 400 to 500% increased experience. Oh, look at Divine.